as long as they can. Yeah, what you will see in the very beginning of our tour, if you look at your left, between the ships, there's a small little mountain. We'll see that from the other side. At the end of the tour, have a nice view on Barcelona, coming in touch a little bit with the geography of the city, which is great because natural borders. Right and left we have a river, in front we have the sea, and behind we have the mountain. So it's a nice place to look from top. Yeah, but what you will see, the city is very, very close. We're just departing the harbor, and just on the next turn on the left, you can see the whole city on your feet. So Barcelona is a great location for cruise ship, and even coming by plane, you will see our trip out to the airport 20 minutes. So everything is very close. Everything is a little smaller, and therefore orientation is easy in Barcelona, and the feel of the city comes very, very soon. So when we cross this bridge we have here on the left hand side, you will see all on your right, this is Barcelona on your feet, and we will see a lot of them in this morning tour. The hotel on the right hand side, W Hotel Sheraton Jane, Event Hotel, whatever, directly at the beach. Here on the right side, there's a conference center, hotel, Viking at the moment here aside. So the cruise ship harbor in Barcelona is quite big. There are 2 more possibilities here aside of this building, and 6 terminals on the other side, so 8 terminals totally. It's a lot. Can you see Sagrada Familia on the right hand side? Very behind, next to the mountain with a green on top. So I'm sorry if you would have arrived here tomorrow, we would be finished, but so it's not yet done, We'll hear a little more later on. So there's still a green. But we are working, It's a big thing. Later on, I give you information when we make a little small walk next to the Sagrada Familia. Harbor is important here, obviously, not only for cruise ships. We have the second biggest industrial harbor in Barcelona. Later on as well, I will show you a little more of that when we go out to the airport. First is Genoa in Italy. This means they make a little more business with their harbor. It means not geographical size, it's just how successful you are with the harbor. So second biggest in the European, in the Mediterranean. And therefore the harbor is very, very important. And on the right hand side you see a lot of cars. They go to a ferry. It's a daily ferry to the Balear Islands, to Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza. We go to Sardinia and to Genoa every day. So good connected. I'm prepared for business. Yeah, and going out of the harbor, we're touching the city. Would be a 20 minutes walk, depending how we walk, but 25, 30, but easy going, very, very close to the city. It's just coming here. First, a little bit on the left hand side, if you look left, you see a few more trees that you could just stopping there. There's a little bit of former city wall of the medieval Barcelona. So Barcelona, 2,000 years old as a city, but 1,000 years ago, medieval time. Look at the left, we built a city wall, and the only little part still standing is this here down next to the sea, because it's connected and therefore not demolished. With the building we see here on the left hand side, this is the former docks of Barcelona. So we repair ships here, we build ships here, and today it's the Maritime Museum of Barcelona on the left. Nice Gothic halls inside, so it's also used for celebrations, for something special. So you can rent this location in parts and make your events. Beautiful medieval building. And in former times, the sea would come to this building. So we would see here, and so what we have on the right is belonging to the harbor of former times. It's like administration, harbor administration. Yeah, and here on the left, we are starting with our famous Rambla, the walkway in Barcelona, we will not do this today, yeah? But if you look here on the left, so the construction, but there are trees in the middle, right and left, and there's a walkway up, 20 minutes walk to Plaza Catalunya, which is the city center. I will show you later on. And so with this walk, yeah, you have the orientation line in the old part of Barcelona city, and this is clear behind these houses on the left. We would find the old part, which is the Gothic Cathedral, local administrations, the King's Palace, 400 years in the past. We have our own kings here. So all the old-fashioned stuff is inside here on the left in this area. On the right, if you just turn your face, we have the sports harbor of Barcelona, which at the moment we have America's Cup. Therefore, the building on the right is a little colored, reading down America's Cup. Yeah, so all the big teams are here in Barcelona, and they use these buildings for their teams. Yeah, we have a shopping mall, we have a seawater aquarium. Everything here on the right is not older than 30 years because it was built for the Olympics in Barcelona. 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. We made this promenade and we reformed or remodeled the whole harbor. Before this was industrial harbor and it was not beautiful for the citizens living here on the left, but they went to the sea. They saw nothing else than it was dirty, it was dark, it was not fine because it was industrial harbor, so it was really not good. And we used the Olympics in '92 to make a complete new face of Barcelona to this harbor. Yeah, this is in front of us now against the sun. I do not know how you can see that, but when we pass, we go on the right. On our right, there's a monument, small little monument, coming from Roy Lichtenstein, as a pop art, and he makes the face of Barcelona. And the symbol, we have a new face of Barcelona created to face the sea. So this monument fits here, and it's typical Roy Lichtenstein with his red dots to make skin color. Here on the right. I do not know, against the sun is a little tricky, but we turn on the right, so you will see that 2 times. Coming again, the face of Barcelona, very modern. Now have a look at the right, or keep looking right. The new harbor of Barcelona with a few more, a few bigger boats laying here. And basically this is the new harbor, but the name is the old harbor. So this is the oldest part of Barcelona to the sea. In former times, medieval times, we had the ships here. So look at this storage building on the right. It's 120 years old. So belonging to this old harbor of Barcelona. And as Jose Maria loves to drive Saturday mornings without any traffic, without any cars on the street, we will be very, very much faster than normally. So we add something to your tour whenever we can, and this is the first smaller thing we add. Normally we go straight to the Olympic Harbor, which is in our program, but here we have the fisherman's district, the Barceloneta, which is one part of Barcelona which is not beautiful for our eye. But I will show you why it is important, when coming a little further down. So going to our way to the Olympic Harbor, I just add a little more and show you how people enjoy this area, because Barcelona is lying directly at the sea, but it was never that close then in our time, because we made this reformation, had the new sports harbor on the right and get the industrial harbor further down in direction to the airport where your ship is laying. You have seen that shore from the ship in the morning. And so we get this area a little free, a little more beautiful for people, so they walk around this harbor, this yacht harbor, and obviously the access to the sea and to the beaches. This is what makes this area interesting. It's much better than any time before. So Barceloneta district on the left was built nearly 300 years ago. They had to get some people out of an area where they want to make military barracks, and then They sent them down here next to the sea. So he was an engineer making these houses, and as an engineer he was not very much interested in making it super beautiful. Yeah? So it's an artificial town, if you wish. Yeah? So there are just 5 streets straight and the same 5 streets going in here. Yeah? So it looks not that beautiful. We have a lot of discotheques here and a little bit of nightlife next to the Olympic Harbor. So a few of them, they wanted to go back to the hotel, but they ended at the beach. You see here up, this is very new, but just down, always stairways and ramps down. There's another small little promenade, and you're touching the beaches of Barcelona directly. And as I tell you, this is very close. From here, from Barcelona, so 2 hours drive, up to the north to France. France is very close here. There are always beaches. So there's a lot of coastline with nice beaches. Beaches are not private. Look at the right side, a few in the gym. There's an open gym at the beach. Yeah, so there's no private beaches. Everybody can go to the beach. Just lay down wherever he wants. Yeah, down here at this area, Olympic Harbor, we have 3-4 of the main discotheques in Barcelona, big ones, nice ones, lounge bars, etc. In one of the discotheques, you can go to the beach with your glass, so they have directly access to the beach while walking. That's good. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, now we come just to the Olympic Harbor. It's just, we make a small little in and out, so you see that. There's a little story. That's kind of interesting because Barcelona was pioneer in that things. Now London as a city and a lot of other places in the world repeat this idea. It worked in Barcelona, and this means the houses on the left-hand side, where you can see here, on the left, there's a chimney. Can you see that? A brickstone chimney on the left. And all what is further going on in direction where we drive, so red houses. This looks very new, and it's an artificial town too, okay? What is the story of this town is in '86, we made clear, okay, we will get the Olympics in '92. And we get all down to the ground. What was on the left-hand side? And this was old factories, old houses, were not very beautiful to see. And we get this all down. And on this area, we built a complete new city, okay? But we financed it with people that on plan wanted to have their apartments there. So we give them the idea, hey, your new apartment is connected by metro to the city. You're only 10 minutes car drive from the city, and you get a completely new infrastructure with all you will need, and with new houses, new apartments. People thought this was a good idea. Look at the left. People with ships. You never be that close to your ship and to a city and in these houses. So that worked. People gave their money in advance, but when they were finished with the city and with their apartment, they could not take it over directly. Per contract, they had to lead it to the Olympic Committee for a half year, and we have our athletes and all administration in these houses. So we use this for the Olympics for a half year, and later on it gets place for people to live. So it was a good win-win situation. Right hand side, this is now the Olympic Harbor. You see in Reformation, we are in Reformation in all the city, so there's nothing. I will repeat this more than Antonio Gaudi's name. The city is really crazy at the moment. But okay, later on we will be more beautiful. Have a look at the left. This is most exclusive hotel in Barcelona, Hotel Arts, 5-star hotel. A lot of celebrities because they can have a little hidden their reception, so there's security measures are very, very easy to take here. So if anybody of rank is here, they are always here inside. Last year we had Springsteen being accompanied by Obama and by Spielberg family. Yeah, they use this hotel because it's easier in security measures to blind it a little bit. Yeah, so therefore a lot of celebrities always here in Hotel Arts. Have a look at the right. At the end we have a small little round tower, right? All this area, is a complete new city. We would have, as wide it is, as deep it goes inside the city. So it's a very, very big area, and it worked fantastic. Today, as I told you, all flats are sold, all the people are living here, and we finance. Have a look at the right. First, small little look at the Sagrada Familia. Don't worry, we will be there in a few minutes. Half an hour. 40 minutes, something like that. I will show you a little bit more of the city of Barcelona, but then we will go to the Sagrada Familia. And as it works that smooth, we will have a little more time at the Sagrada Familia too, so it will help us to get a little more information and to see both sides of the church where we can sing. If you are good in orientation, you may find out we are going back the same way we came, and we want to do that. So it's not we have taken the wrong road. So we are just going in for a moment to go out again. Right hand side, not visible from the other side. This is the only place in Barcelona where you can see trains on site, on street level. All trains are going down. This is not an international station. It was in former times. It was our first railway station. You can see built on the right side, built with iron, on an iron rooftop. Typical French stations at the time. 1870, iron came as a material to build, and everybody wants to do. So we too. And from the other side, it looks very, very beautiful because the main building we have inside, it's this old-fashioned. There are a lot of fashion photos, a lot of enterprises making advertising movies because it's kind of this old-fashioned. You could have a Batman movie inside there, or something like that. So it's always a good place, a little old-fashioned but nice. But today all the trains go underground. So our main station Sands is completely underground. Trains help us to come to Barcelona, 3.5 million city, but a lot of more people coming from outside working here. So public transport system is not that bad. It's bad, it's horrible, but it's not that bad. So you can come to the city if you want in the morning. There's always too many people for a little train, but generally the connections are good, and we use this station as a regional station. You be ready for Barcelona. Concentrate on the right hand side. This is a small little building which is not beautiful or not important, but we have to pass this building. And after the building there's something very important coming, because we have two lamps, and the two lamps are by Antonio Gaudi. So, great architect. You have more information here on this area. You have the two lamps, not the standard lamps behind, of course, not on two lamps here in front. This is Antonio Gaudi's work, because as a very young student, the first work to do was commissioned by the city of Barcelona, and Barcelona told him, make lamps at different squares of Barcelona, and he did. And as you can see, the standard lamps behind. The building will be beautiful one day. I don't know, the red is now 10 years at least hanging there down, protecting people from small little pieces falling down the building. We have to renovate, we have to restore the building. Looks not very beautiful. Well, the standard lamps at the building, they are beautiful. But Antonio Gaudi's lamps are just yet the extraordinary, although it is only 3 years after his studies. So this man goes very, very fast, a way that nobody goes with him. So he wants to have something special in his work. And we will see them. It's fun in our history. We don't want to go too deep, because there's too little time. But just as an idea, in this park, on the right hand side, we had this military barrack, and this was not built to protect the city. This was built to control the city. Okay. We have an important war, 1714, and the only place in Spain that was still looking for a fight against the new occupiers in Spain, which was the French kings. Yeah, this was Barcelona. So they fight 2 years, and then the city will fall in this area. And the Bourbon kings, yeah, which are still the actual kings in 1750, they built the barracks here to control the city. But just a few moments later, in history, 100 years later, we built the building here on the right hand side because this is the restaurant, the cafe from the World Exhibition in 1888. So today the whole park is very beautiful and belonged to this World Exhibition. So the barracks down, and we built other buildings, pavilions of the participating country. And have a look here on the left. One of the most beautiful boulevards in Barcelona was a Triumph Arch on the left. This was entrance and exit to this World Exhibition area with a nice beautiful lamps. So this boulevard, one of the most beautiful. The people who worked in iron for the lamps, this is an enterprise that works with Antonio Gaudi at the same time, yeah? So one of the best. You can see the lamps, they're really beautiful, yeah? One of the best enterprise working with iron in that time. So Antonio Gaudi chose them for a few entrance gates and balconies on his house. Small little look here at the right on an entrance gate, Art Nouveau style. This is our Justice Palace. Look at this, beautiful, yeah, with a nice decoration. Obviously, the windows of the coach limits a little bit our view, but yeah, you've seen just an entrance gate, but beautiful building. Yeah, now look at the left. Even you have only brickstone, which is a cheap material to build. But when you're creative, you can make a great building, a great monument. Yeah, so all the decoration parts or sculptoric parts of the Triumph Arch, you're just done because you put the stone a little in, you get them out. Yeah, you put them vertical, whatever. Yeah, so a brickstone building, but very, very beautiful. Never for a period, never for a battle we won or something like that. It's just there to make the entrance and the exit to the World Exhibition area. Yeah. Later on in our tour, I will show you the second World Exhibition in Barcelona. First was 1888, the second was 1929. And we will have an entrance, clear entrance to this World Exhibition area. As the Triumph Arch, there will be two towers for that. So always at that time, World Exhibitions used one entrance and then a long avenue, a long boulevard, where you put the houses or the pavilions of the participating countries right and left. This was the way this exhibitions works.
Yeah. So.
You see, now we are going into the city again. So means we are still on the city walls of Barcelona. And just at the edge from old city to new city, okay? And if you look on the left hand side, houses, yeah, we're all the same until the end. But if you look at your right, you will see the structure of the new city is something very important, because down the square we have the old part of the city, up the square we have the very new parts of the city. Here down there are two metro lines, subway lines, and the trains coming from outside Barcelona, stopping at the square. So a lot of people coming here, taking their metro, taking any other direction. But if they come from the coastline, from the small little villages, they just stop here at the Plaza Catalunya Square. Yeah, next street we make the turn. We just have a look at the square from the other side, and then you see this important street, Las Ramblas. Yeah, don't know, I have to tell you, you have to have a lot of imagination, okay? In this morning. You have to imagination the streets full of cars. Crazy people discussing in the car with the next car. It's a horrible life, horrible crazy life in the street and the traffic, but today, we are free of that. And so we will have the Rambla. Sure, very empty. And you have to imagine, completely full. Yeah. So from here, from Plaza Catalunya, looking down the coach, always people say, "Oh, I don't want to quit here." So it looks extremely full every time, all the day, every time of year. But yeah, today, as we are a little earlier, so this is our advantage. You can still see some trees in the street, and not only people. Why the Rambla is important for tourists and for the locals? Because we have the access, directly access to the old parts of the city. So whether you want to go to the cathedral, to the King's Palace, to the administration, which is our local Catalonian government, or the city hall of Barcelona, all these kind of things. Yeah, there's directly access, and at the Rambla we have the opera. The Opera of Barcelona. We have the very famous and known market, La Boqueria, which is a tradition here to buy meat, fish, vegetable, fruits fresh in the markets. The markets are always good visited, it's good food, and it's beautiful to see. Have a look at the right. This is now Las Ramblas, our famous walkway down to the sea, 20 minutes walk, and you would be next to Columbus Monument, or we have passed. And if you see a lot of street, huh? You see a lot of trees. Normally it's packed. You only see heads and people. It's a beautiful look to this Rambla, all covered by the trees. Left hand side, the only thing that is not nice. Yeah, but we have to accept that we have no water in the fountains. Now we are after a extremely long term, nearly 3 years of dryness. Yeah, so no water, no rain. And 1 year ago now, we have decided to get all the water out of the fountain. So no fountain is working in Barcelona. Yeah, and a fountain is always kind of life, yeah. If you go to a square, you have some fountains, it's always more beautiful. So here, Plaza Catalunya, you have 2 big fountains and 1 smaller fountain. Yeah, it's not working. So this makes things a little sadder. Yeah? We'll have a big fountain a little later on in the tour. At the end of the tour, Plaza España, we go to the Second World Exhibition. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah? There's no water inside, so yeah, loses a little bit of ambience. Have a look here to the left. These are the 2 fountains. But yeah, we have to do because priority is and was agriculture. So we run out of water completely. So we are on 10% of our deposits up in the mountain in the Pyrenees. So there's really no water left. So this year, the fruit trees, the people working in agriculture, they only were allowed to add water, so the trees will survive, but there's no harvest. Forward times, city wall is behind us. So this was always the way to the next village, which is Gracia. Today, it's not a half-hour drive or whatever. It's just a 2 metro station, so it's very close. And Gracia is incorporated in Barcelona, so it's one district, one on a lot. So there's absolutely no problem. But in former times, this was the way to Gracia. And in Antonio Gaudi's times, so 1900, 100 years back, 120 years back, this was yet the most exclusive street in Barcelona. So here we buy very expensive, well, we do not, but people buy very expensive things. We have all the big brands of Parisian fashion, so Chanel, Dior, Prada, whatever. Jewelries, very exclusive street. You will see that from the next corner. You will recognize all the brands and the shops. And on this street, Antonio Gaudi builds 2 houses. But as it is the exclusive street in 1900, there are other houses built at the time. And for us, and for me, it's important, if you look at the left, we have a first corner house by the same architect we saw the restaurant and cafe of the World Exhibition. Have a look at the left. This is a typical Art Nouveau house in Barcelona. Back to nature, a lot of floral decoration. And this is one of the guys who made great things. People love him. The owner of the house loved him, and the city of Barcelona loved him because they get a prize here in this house. It's Domènech i Montaner. The house looks like a house. The next house to come here on the left is a little bit based in Gothic, is Pucci Cadafalco. It's a beautiful house. People loved him. The city loved, and so on. And then we have Antonio Gaudi, and the house do not look like a house. Okay. So what happens? People did not understand. The city didn't love him. Yeah? And sometimes even the owners did have problems. Although the owners, the most exclusive people, the most rich people in the city, they want to have something special, obviously. They want to show up with something special by Antonio Gaudi. But as you look at this house, yeah, it looks very, very crazy about fantasy. It's not, because Antonio Gaudi thinks about a lot of concepts and details. Yeah, but it looks always a little like fantasy, a little crazy. If you look straight to the wall of the house, is all done by ceramic pieces. Yeah, Antonio Gaudi always, if he's colored, and he's always colored, he works with ceramics. So no painting. Yeah, so these are ceramic pieces. Yeah, he crashed ceramics down on the ground and he puzzled it at his facade. And the most important, if you look down in the lower part, first and second level, this looks not like a house because it is organic. Organic architecture. The concept is back to nature, and Antonio Gaudi is the pioneer, is the only one who is not interested in decorating the house and giving it this back to nature touch, yeah, with floral elements, flowers, I don't know, mosaics, with scenery, with scenes of nature. He wants to go deep into the structure and makes organic architecture. Therefore, in this house inside, and next I will show you, no straight lines, no rectangle. Rooms are round. Yeah, not that round and we make it today, but there are no rectangles in the house because it's nature. And most important to Antonio Gaudi, in nature we have no repetition. So any room is different from the room before. Yeah, and so this was his way to make, yeah, a great revolution in architecture. Never decorating, always with a meaning behind, always thinking about things. Yeah, this is the very, very special thing about Antonio Gaudi, and I will show you a little more later on. And then we have the next house on the right hand side, so you have an advantage on the right. Yeah, one on the left, one on the right. Have a look here. We are starting Chanel, Bulgari, Gucci, whatever you need or do not need. Yeah, on the street you can have it. Yeah, we are getting summer remade here, so prices are very low. So you can have your girl's handbag for 4,000 or your euros instead of 8,000. Yeah, so there's lowered prices. Yeah, so it's now the moment. Yeah, it's incredibly expensive, but any city needs some street of that. Yeah, why not? There for everybody. Have a look at the right. And tell me, without Ingo, without knowing nothing, you would have recognized this as a Gaudi house. Yeah, it looks just that different than anything we have seen before. So we will pass this house. Yeah, and looking at that, it's exactly what I've told you. It's this organic architecture. Not any balcony is the same than the balcony before. So no repetition. Any window looks different than the window before. This is the special idea he has, and the guest sitting on the right. If you look up, it will be difficult for them on the left. If you have a free space on the other side, just get on the other side for a moment. On top there are a lot of sculptures, nicely decorated with the ceramic tiles. Yeah. And just as an idea, later on in Sagrada Familia, I will have this story for you all. Antonio Gaudi never decorates. So here, than in any other place, these sculptures on the rooftop, they have a meaning. They have something more behind than just being sculptures, because he's not interested in decorating something. Yeah, he wants to go into this, back to nature, as most as he can, and therefore there are other concepts with Antonio Gaudi than any other architect, because the other architects, they make it beautiful, yeah, but they are decorating. Yeah. Church church by Antonio Gaudi. You have on the right hand side, when we make the turn on the right, you keep with your eyes looking at the right, and you can see the back part of the Sagrada Familia, so the part where the altar is and where we have the Maria Tower. Just recently finished, 2 years ago, Christmas of 2022. And the view is beautiful. It's the first view we have on the church, so look at your right. And in the turn, as this goes slow, you will have the possibility to look. Yeah, the trees are a little bit tricky, but can you see? Right inside? Yeah, it's not that small, huh? Yeah. Next corner, you keep looking at the right. You have again the view on the facade. We will arrive a little later on. Yeah, and then after this last view, I give you a little organization details, how we do our small little trip. Because today, more than any other day, it's very important we do not lose each other. Huh? We should stay together. Yeah, we should find a coach together again, because at the end it's important you all come to the airport and we have no stress. With this, we have to have a small little walk up to the Sagrada Familia. I will tell you how we make that and how we find it. Later on, 10 minutes from here. Now, give you information, 10 minutes. We'll make a meeting point. Then I tell you what you can do, orientation. You should go on the other side of the church. Perhaps you want to have a coffee or toilet, whatever. Antonio Gaudi do not start here with this church. There's another architect to do. The other architect starts in 1881. And his project is a small little church for St. Joseph in neo-Gothic style. Okay? He starts to work. It's the first stone, starts to erect the crypta. 2 years later, in 1883, Antonio Gaudi took over. Back to the first plan. The man who worked here from the first moment, he said, okay, 1850, the city wall goes down. They calculated in 1900, 50 years later, the city would have grown up until here. So his idea was, in 19 years, I will build them a church of neo-Gothic style for St. Joseph, small but good. So when the city grows until here, people will decide for this neighborhood because the church would be important for them. So the idea was the religious neighborhood in Barcelona surrounding an existing church in 1900. In 1883, Antonio Gaudi took over, and we are still working. So he made new plans, and he gave a lot of changes, and these changes mean we are still working on this church. All what you see is not restoration. All what you see is construction. So we are not finished with the church. We are still building a church that Antonio Gaudi gave us in plans in 1883. Okay, what changes are made? He said, sorry, I have a big block. Why should I make a small little church? I want to have a big temple. He said, sorry, Gothic style. The whole medieval part of Barcelona is full of Gothic buildings. This is the few back. I want to construct modern in our time, with modern materials. And so as these two plans were clear in his mind, he knew, okay, I have to make the third change. This is the important change for the construction of the church. He said, I cannot use church money or tax money. Because if I would use this, they would tell me what to do, when to finish, what material to use, etc., etc. So he said, this church from now on should be a church on donation. Okay, until our days, this is a church which is built by money on donation and not by the city and not by the church. And this makes, and it's whatever building or whatever idea you have, donation means it goes like that. Sometimes you're on a high level because a lot of people want and there's money and others not. Here in the Sagrada Familia means from that very moment that from 1883 until 1926, for more than 40 years, Antonio Gaudi builds here in Barcelona this church. And when he dies in 1926, these four towers are fully erected.
They are all the sculptures on this facade. So this is not only on the plans of Antonio Gaudi, this is in his lifetime where he is here and he built this 4-tower, this facade. Yeah? So this is the work originally from Antonio Gaudi and built by him. Yeah? When he dies, his follower, 20 years working with Antonio Gaudi, with him, Matamala, yeah, he says, okay, there's no problem, we have all the plans, we have a lot done together with Antonio Gaudi, we knew exactly what we want to do, we continue. So it's decided we continue with the work on the Sagrada Familia, we want to finish the church. But 2 years later, we have political trouble in old Spain, and from 36 to 39 we have civil war. Yeah. After 39, we have 40 years of Franco, a dictator. Yeah. Until 1975, have the country on his ideas. Yeah. Means until the 60s, 1960s, there's nearly no money left. Because people who do not build economic growth like other parts of Europe, Spain is a poor country until the 60s.
Josep Luis Sert, a friend of Miro, built his atelier in Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca, and then here is Foundation Museum. So we are nearly at the end of the beautiful tour of Barcelona. Yeah? But we have our way to the airport, so we will go down this mountain, and there's just two, three things to see, but then obviously the airport area is not that beautiful. So enjoy the last views on Barcelona. Coming here on the next 5 minutes on our left, always on the left. And again, you will have this structure of this circled by mountains. Yeah? Have you seen the church on the other side of the mountain? It's Tibidabo Church, and left hand we had a broadcast answer by Norman Foster. Have a look here at the right. This is where our rec rail train, the super train, comes, and then you can take these gondolas up to the hill, to our ski resorts. See? Yeah, great. Great ski resort, 300 meters over sea. Now, never snow, yeah. So, but the man who built these gondolas, he builds in the Alps, so he makes normally infrastructure for ski resorts. Therefore, it looks a little bit like that. Okay, but as I told you, you keep looking left. Views on the city and on the mountain, on the Tibidabo Church on the other side, and the broadcast answered by Norman Foster, and we will have another look at the Sagrada Familia from here. You've seen up on the terrace how high the Sagrada Familia comes out of the city level of Barcelona. Look at the left. Yeah, beautiful. Jose Maria just offers himself to make one turn and the turnaround we have in front of us. We go on the right, but yeah, first, before we go on the right, we make one turn so we have another look at Barcelona. There's one building, you've seen that from top. Perhaps you've seen that from top. If not, you see it now. Looks a little phallic. Yeah? Looks a little bit like painted in rosa and put a condom on top or something like that. Yeah? But obviously the architect had another idea, because it's for our water supplying enterprise. You see on the right hand side, it stands on the right hand side. Looks a little bit crazy like the Gherkin in London, huh? But it's another structure. You see that, huh? The three chimneys, yeah, get it away from your side. That is 1920s old electric enterprise. And here behind Sagrada Familia Church, broadcast tower. Yeah, his idea was water comes out of Earth, breaks naturally and goes back to Earth, a geyser. Yeah? So it's the outline from the building. That makes sense, because it's for the water supplying enterprise. It's called Torre Akbar. Sounds a little Arabian, but it's Aguas de Barcelona, water of Barcelona. Yeah, now, view on the harbor, not on your ship. I believe this is a little too much in front. We will see your ship, huh? From our way to the airport, but from here, I have seen it for a moment, but it's a little in Terminal E. We make the turn before arriving to ship, but we will see. We'll see. So going down here this mountain, last information, Montjuic, the name comes by the Jewish cemetery of medieval times. So the Jewish cemetery was up the hill here at this area, and therefore it's called Mount of the Jews, Montjuic, medieval for Mount of the Jews. 1391, not only here, all Europe, but here in Spain, very, very hard. The Jewish quarters get attacked because we blame them to have something to do with the Black Plague, which is stupid, but at that time people thought they were responsible because they died less than the Christians did, and people could not explain, so they thought they have known something. Or in between the sports harbor of Barcelona and the industrial harbor. The industrial harbor is starting here, but you're at the end of this new terminal, Terminal E, in this case yours. And we will just go along the industrial harbor of Barcelona, as I told you, second biggest in the Mediterranean, until we arrive to the airport. There's just only one thing to tell you directly here, and then I give you a little time to relax. Have a look at the left, So in between the container harbor, the grains, your ship at the other side. Getting buried in Spain is different than in a lot of other countries. Italy makes the same, but Central Europe is completely different. So you do not go 6 feet under earth. We put people one upon each other, So our way to bury people is what you see on the right. It's the central cemetery of Barcelona, looking like an apartment area, going from here through the ship on the sea, from one moment looking like a hotel, apartments, sea view, but not very much needed here. But okay, have a look at these beautiful mausoleums, these beautiful small little churches. All these are family graves, family tombs. Around 1900, a lot of people want to even be famous in getting buried, and they make this nice architecture here on the central cemetery. Look, this goes high up, big city, big cemetery. There's no bus line on the cemetery. Goes even further on the other side of the mountain, so it's quite big.